Hey guys, welcome to Yoga in Canungra with Emma. You're going to need some water, a belt, a mat, a blanket or a towel, and some trusty blocks or some heavy books will do to support you. Let's have some fun. Sitting with your ankles crossed, zipping up the spine, shoulders over the hips. Soften your eyes and breathe deeply. Breathing into the belly, perhaps placing a hand on your heart and your tummy, and just centering your mind, setting your intention for today. Placing your hands on your knees, round your back on your exhale, bringing chin to chest, and then pull your heart forward, lifting up the throat on your inhale. Exhale, round the back, shoulders forward. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. Finding your rhythm to move with your breath. And then start to make little circles with the spine, moving the shoulders around the tummy in a circular motion, breathing nice and deeply, using your knees as leverage to help you move around. Don't forget to switch directions and breathe deeply. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, open your arms and twist to the side. Using your hand on your opposite knee, press the knee down and also use the knee as leverage to twist a little deeper. Breathe. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. The hand behind you should help keep you upright with the shoulders over the hips so that you're not leaning back. Inhale, back to center, hands to the heart. Make your way onto your hands and knees for cat and cow. Make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders, knees under the hips. Exhale, round the back, bring the chin to the chest, pressing your hands into your mat. Inhale, arch the back and look up. Exhale, round the back. And inhale, arch the back, belly button towards the floor, looking up. And then finding your rhythm. Making sure the creases on the inside of your arms are facing towards each other. And then you can find this circular motion, just like we did in the seated position, if you like, to explore. This really lubricates the spine and helps to get the flow going through your body. Breathe nice and deeply. And then moving into bird dog. Push your right foot back, dig the toes into the mat, pushing the heel as close to the floor as you can, keeping your shoulders over your wrists. Raising the left arm and the right leg, you can bring your elbow to your knee, trying to keep the spine neutral. You can also reach back, wave at your foot or grab a hold of your foot, keeping the spine neutral and your shoulder over the wrist. Nice deep breaths. Gently switch sides. Push the left foot back, dig the toes into the mat, pushing the heel, keeping the shoulders over the wrists. Make sure that you're not pushing your wrists or your shoulders back. Reaching the right arm up, neutral spine, knee to elbow, or again, if you prefer, to reach back, aiming for the foot. And if you grab it, fantastic. If you don't grab it, fantastic. Just enjoy the pose and keeping the spine as neutral as you can. Breathing deeply. And then releasing and exhale back into a child's pose. Great opportunity here to work your wrists. Nice circular motion. Sun salutations. Inhale from mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, dive forward into forward fold. Left leg back, lower the knee to the floor and untuck the toes. Bringing your hips as far forward as you can, making sure your right knee is over the right heel. You can use your blocks for support, keeping your body upright, coming down onto your forearms, or wrapping your right arm around your right ankle using the block to support your head, or just go block free. Nice deep breaths here, feeling the stretch in your hip flexors. Breathe deep, and then coming up, using your blocks, straightening the right leg, toes towards the sky, aiming to keep your shoulders over your hips, leaning forward gently while bringing the leg back. You're digging the back of the heel into your mat to get a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. Have the opportunity here to give the splits a go if you like. Notice that you do not have to be super bendy to try. Enjoy the pose and breathe deeply. Gently releasing the leg, exhale back into child's pose, reaching your arms out in front, or you can do some gentle taps on your lower back and your kidney. Back into child's pose, caterpillar your way, heart down low, hips up high, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into a downward dog, raising the left leg and then bringing it forward. Lower the right knee. Untuck your toes, bring your hips forward, making sure that the knee stays over the heel. And again, you can use your blocks for support of where you feel comfortable in this pose, as demonstrated. Or my favorite, wrapping your arm around the leg and bringing your head as close to the floor as you like, while you're enjoying your favorite tunes and breathing deeply. Releasing the leg, grabbing your trusty blocks, bring your hips back, straightening the left leg, toes to the sky, and bring that heel into your mat as you're dragging that leg back to even out your hips and feel a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. And again, for fun, give the splits a go if you wish. Keeping your shoulders over your hips, because when you do get into your full splits, that's where they will be. So it's good to practice. Having fun, breathing deep. Gently release and finding your way into a child's pose. Caterpillar your way onto your tummy, upward facing dog, lower down, resting your head on your hands and swaying your hips from side to side. Feel free to bend your knees here. Have a little dance with your ankles. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Step, or if you wish, you can hop forward into forward fold. Using your blocks, halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Hang your arms together, interlacing or interlocking your arms, and sway from side to side. Relaxing into the pose, hanging, and then round up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Well done. Now's a great opportunity to grab a sip of water. Make sure to drink as much water as you can throughout your practice and stay hydrated. Sun salutations or namaskar 2, child's pose. We're going to lift the hips up high, heart down low through caterpillar. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward loving dog. Right leg to the sky, step it forward. Feel yourself in the runner's lunge. Make sure that the knee stays over the heel and not too far forward over your toes. Looking up, get the momentum going, lengthening the neck. Left hand down to the sky, right hand up. Aiming to get the shoulders on top of each other, breathing deeply. Straightening the front leg, bring the nose towards the knee. Inhale, bend the knee, look up. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Lower to the knees and exhale into a child's pose. Caterpillar your way back onto your tummy. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push up and back, downward dog on your exhale. Left leg up, step it forward. Make sure that the knee is over the heel, pushing the right heel back towards the floor as much as you can as you're straightening the leg. Lengthening your neck, shoulders over the wrists. Right hand down, left hand to the sky. Straightening the front knee, bring the nose towards the knee. Inhale, step your back foot forward, forward fold. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale as you build your spine one vertebra at a time. Exhale, hands to heart. Warrior sequence. Inhale, reach up through your mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop back, downward dog. Walking the dog, pushing chin to chest, chest towards the thighs. Right leg reaches up towards the sky. And then you can practice some hops using your core to lift you up, aiming to land very lightly on your left toes. Do as many hops as you can and then step on forward with the right leg. Bring the arms up towards the sky, making sure that your hips are level with each other, bending deep into the front knee. Here you can see the hips leveling out. You might need to bring your left leg out to the left a little bit in order to even the hips out. When you're ready to open up into Warrior Two, you can realign your legs with each other and push deeper into the front knee. Cupid, straighten the front leg, bend the back one, and you shoot that arrow of love everywhere. Open back up into Warrior Two. Bending deep in the front knee, flip the palm, reach back into peaceful. You can bring your other arm behind your back or down the back leg if you wish. Coming forward into side angle, drawing that shoulder away from the ear. You can use your block, or you can lower your hand to the floor if you wish, or you can try for the bind if you prefer. Walking your hands to the center of your mat, having your block ready. You can come forward, rest your head on your block. You can come down onto your forearms if you wish, just bending forward into this pose, the comfortable position that you can. You can even aim for a headstand if you like. See how you go and enjoy. If you're going into headstand, make sure you have a wall or someone to support you, bringing your knees to your elbows and maybe just hang out here, tapping your toes together. Open back up. Using the block, left hand down, right hand towards the sky. Switching sides, aiming to get the shoulder on top of each other. Walking your hands back to the right foot, bend the knee, come up into Warrior One. Go deep in that front knee, leveling out the hips, opening up and adjusting your feet as necessary for that full Warrior One. Then readjusting the feet back to Warrior Two if you need to. Cupid, straighten the front leg, bend the back. Sending love to the whole world. Open back up into Warrior Two. Flip the palm, reach back peaceful. Draw your arm behind your back or down the back leg if you wish. And then working through to side angle, drawing the shoulder away from the ear. Bringing the hand behind your back if you want to try a bind on this side. The right arm goes under the leg. The left hand is already back behind you. Step back, downward dog. Inhale through the chaturanga, which means plank, coming down on your exhale. Untuck the toes, inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lower down, still exhaling as you push back into downward dog. Step, or if you're ready, hop forward into forward fold. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, build your mountain, hands to heart. Warrior sequence. Inhale for mountain, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Step back or hop back, downward dog. Walking the dog by bending your knees one at a time. Right leg up to the sky. Can bend at the knee, bring the heel towards the booty. You can hop all the way over into rock star if you wish, or stay in downward dog with the leg raised. Bring the foot forward, raising the arms up, spiral the back foot down, aiming to get the hips even with each other, facing forward, bending the front knee over the heel, breathing deep. Opening up into Warrior Two, bend deeper into your front knee, and then come into Cupid. Open up into Warrior Two again, flip the front palm, reach back into Peaceful, and then come over into Side Angle, reaching your left arm over. Moving your body into the center of your mat, bending forward, bringing your head towards the floor. You can hold your ankles here, rest on your forearms, you can use your blocks, you can keep your body in alignment with the floor, you can reach between the legs and go deeper. Find your happy place and breathe deep here. Walk your hands to the back foot, come up into Warrior One on the left leg, bringing the hips as even as you can with each other, bending deep in the front knee. Opening up into Warrior Two. Reach back into Peaceful and then coming into Side Angle on this side, bending deep in the front knee, drawing the shoulder away from the ear. Bring your way back to the front side and then come into Downward Dog, plank, lower to the knees if you need to, or do the full plank, elbows facing your heels, close to your body. Push back, Downward Dog, and step or hop if you're ready, forward fold. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, build your spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Warrior sequence. Mountain pose, reach up on the inhale. Exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Halfway up, look up. And then coming into chair pose, knees together. Lifting the toes up, pushing the booty back, lengthening through the spine. Or for more of a challenge, lean forward, come up onto your toes, lifting the heels. Breathing deep, dive forward and then lower your heels in your forward fold. Step or float back, Downward Dog, walking the dog. Right leg up to the sky, working on your hops, using your core to lift the legs, landing as light as you can on your foot. Remember to tuck and roll if you go too far. Come forward into Warrior One, hips even with each other, bend deep in the front knee. Straighten the back leg as best you can. Open up into Warrior Two, bending deeper in the front knee, moving the pelvis forward. Going through Cupid, straighten the front leg, bend the back into Warrior Two. Bring the body to the center of your mat, star pose, right behind left, OMG, star, left behind right, oh my goodness, star pose. Having fun, go to the back of the mat, left leg bend deep into your Warrior Two. Flip the palm, reach back into Peaceful, and then rainbow the arms over into Side Angle, drawing the shoulder away from the ear, moving your arms through back to the center of your mat. Bring your block forward. You can rest your head on your block. As low down as that feels comfortable to you, coming onto your forearms if you wish. Or you can go for a headstand. Make sure you have the support you need, resting your knees on your elbows. Drawing the legs together, use your core to lift your legs up for the full pose this time if you wish. Keeping your support, adjust the arms as needed. Feel your core activated and your spine nice and lengthening. Lower the legs as slow as you can or one leg at a time. Resting in a child's pose. And then come back up, open the legs wide, having your block handy. Right arm down, left hand to the sky. To make sure that the shoulder doesn't dive forward, you want to aim to roll that shoulder back so that you're twisting the body, but the hips are staying level. So your arms are open up like an airplane. Twist in the body so it's only the shoulders, the upper body that's moving. That will keep your shoulders in alignment with each other. You can go lower with the block, or you can go all the way to the floor. If you have the length in your arms, you can come up onto your fingertips if that's easier. Dive forward into the pose and then open the stance if you wish for a wider, deeper practice. Walk your hands back to the right foot, tuck the toes of the back foot, step back into downward dog, and then coming into a side plank. You can lower the lower knee to the floor if you wish, making sure that your wrist is under your shoulder, and then gently switching sides. You can also do this pose on your forearm if you have tender wrists. Downward loving dog. Forward into plank, coming through the chaturangas. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push back, downward dog. Step or hop forward, forward fold. Coming into the chair again, draw the hips back, lengthening in the spine. For more of a challenge, come onto your toes, lifting your hips. Stand deep in your mountain. Once you get up there, then lower your heels, hands to heart. Triangle sequence. Have your block handy. Inhale up through mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Stepping your left leg back. Come up through your warrior one. Opening up into warrior two. Bend deep in the front knee. And then bring the block back with you through peaceful pose. Straighten but not lock the front leg. Keep the hip where it is, but reach your right arm out in front as far forward as you can, and then draw it to the inside of the right leg. Left arm goes up towards the sky, looking up or looking down. If you would like a balancing challenge, bend in the front knee to get yourself situated. Make sure the block is underneath your shoulder as you raise the back leg up to the sky. Left hip is on top of right hip for half moon. Lower the leg and switching arms. Left arm down, right hand to the sky for reverse triangle. And if you would like a challenge again, draw the block forward, keeping it under your shoulder, raising the back leg up. This time the hips are even with each other. And when you're done, bring your legs side by side for forward fold. Melt into the pose. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, come up through your mountain, hands to heart. Trusty block in hand, standing in mountain. Inhale, reach up to the stars. Exhale, dive forward. Using your block, halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Stepping the right leg back, coming into warrior one. Opening up into warrior two. Reach back, peaceful warrior. Straightening the front leg, leave the hip, reach the left arm out as far forward as you can, and then bring the block or your hand to the inside of your left ankle. Right arm to the sky. You can look up or look down. And for the challenge, standing strong in your front leg, raising the back leg, right hip on top of left, Make sure that you're having fun with your poses. If you're feeling wobbly, it's all good. Lower the leg and switch sides with your arms for reverse triangle. Again, if you would like to stand in a balancing pose, raise the back leg up, but this time your hips are even with each other, and as always, make sure to have fun with it. Forward fold, halfway up, look up, exhale, melt down into the pose. Building your mountain, exhale, hands to heart. Standing in mountain, inhale, reach up, exhale, dive forward. Step or hop back, downward dog. Raising the right leg up, working on your hops if you wish. Using the core to lift the legs, step the right foot forward, coming into your warrior one. Open up into warrior two. Then deepen the front knee, having fun with your moves. Flip the palm, reach on back into peaceful. We're going to add a little challenge here. So come into your side angle. Now you can stay here if you wish, but if you would like the Birds of Paradise challenge, you're going to have your left arm behind your back, right arm under the right knee, and come into the bind. And you might stay there, or bring your back leg forward. You're going to stand strong on your back leg, and your arms are going to lift your right leg up. And this might be as far as you go right here. Have fun with it. If you can, you want to straighten your leg. You also want your shoulders and your spine straight, as I am unable to show you the full pose, but I can show you where you're going. So we're going to try again. Step the back leg back, bringing it forward. Stand strong in that back leg as you've brought it forward. Lift the front leg and try and get that spine in alignment. See as far as you can go. And challenge yourself with lowering down and bringing your legs back into warrior positions when you're done. Step back on your exhale. Come into a side plank. Little extra challenge. Always an opportunity to dance the wrists when they're floating up in the sky. Make sure that your wrist is under your shoulder, because if it's too far forward, you've got no power. So you want to have that bone stacking power of holding yourself and supporting yourself. Downward dog. Come through your chaturanga onto the tummy. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward dog. Hopping up on the left side. So raise the left leg up as you use your right leg to support you. Make sure you have your core activated. When you're hopped out, step on forward into warrior one. Open up into warrior two. Having fun always. Warrior two. Flip the palm, reach back, peaceful. Bring your arm behind your back so it's ready for the challenge. So here we go. Side angle. Bring your left arm underneath to meet the right. You might just stay here. That's all good. You may just stay in the regular pose. Whatever you do is an amazing thing to do because you're here, so that's great. You can use your blocks. Just explore what you can do. So here we go with the challenge. You've got your right arm behind you. The left arm is going to come underneath to meet. And when you can get them to clasp, hold here or bring that back leg forward. You're going to lift the left leg this time. So this is just seeing what's going on from behind there. So find your balance, find your strength. You may go only as far as here. If you can straighten your leg, great. But see, bring your shoulders up as high up above your hips as you can so that you're in alignment in the full pose if you have the capacity to do so. Challenge yourself by lowering back down in position and then find your forward fold. Halfway up, look up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, build your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Ab sequence. Keep your spine nice and tall. Find your sit bones. You can kind of float on them a little bit to get your bearings. We're going to use the block. Make sure that your back is straight. Bringing the block behind you, On the right side, reach to the left to grab the block. You can tap one toe at a time. You can keep your feet planted on the floor if you need to. You can hover your legs straight up if you are able to do so for an extra challenge. Just wherever you are, enjoy the pose. Breathing deeply, twisting nice. Bring the chin towards the chest and take a little break. Here we go again. Find your favorite position, and then through the left side, bring the block behind you on the left, and then reach over to the right to retrieve it. We're aiming for 10, so see how many you can do. And if you can do 3 sets of 10 on each side with your practice, you'll see more results. Making sure to breathe, floating on those sit bones, keeping the spine strong. And this time you can lay on your back, hug your knees in. Rock from side to side. Lower your feet down in preparation for bridge pose. So you're reaching up, lifting the shoulders, looking at your knees and tapping the backs of your heels. Counting through your taps. And then lower down, taking a break. Sway your knees from side to side. Relaxing the shoulders flat on the floor, making sure that your back is not arching. Reaching your hands underneath the small of your back, straightening the legs up towards the sky, keeping the legs straight as you're coming up and down, pulling the legs up towards the sky and lowering them down without tapping the floor. Now, some people like to draw the alphabet in the sky with their toes. Some people like to make circles. And some people like to open the legs out wide and come up and down, bringing the legs back together. So you're just finding what your favorite sequence is and working through that. Mine is straight up and down and then from side to side. So we're aiming for about 25. Breathing deep as you do so, relaxing the shoulders and the head on the floor. And then when you're done, hugging your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side. Well done. Lowering the feet down. Then you're going to bring your knees above the hips, lift your shoulders, looking between the knees, ankles in level with your knees. Hands stretched to the side and making little circles while activating your belly at the same time. Breathing deeply, making sure that your spine is not arched. You've got a nice flat spine on your mat. Hug your knees in. Make sure that you rest in between. And then coming up again, this time letting your wrists lead as you bring the wrists up and down. Breathing deeply, relaxing in the neck. Lower down and hug the knees in. This time you're going to come up onto your elbows and straighten the legs out in front of you for scissor kicks. So opening the legs and then crossing them one on top of the other, switching sides of which leg goes on top of the other with each move that you make. Breathing nice and deeply, squeezing your glutes and activating your core at the same time. Lower down, dancing your ankles, take a little break. And then we're going to raise one leg up at a time, trying to keep your legs as straight as you can when you do this. You can point and flex your toes, having fun with it, enjoying the beat of the music. And the aim again is about 25. Lowering down and taking a break. Good time to take a water break here. Hugging your knees in to center yourself. Now here's a great practice. If you have a wooden floor or tile floors and your towel, you can hold onto your mat and drag your towel or blanket out into a plank and then draw the legs back in for downward dog. So exhale as you're drawing in, inhale as you're bringing the legs back to plank. Exhale as you're drawing in, inhale as you're bringing the legs back to plank. Feel that strengthening, keeping the shoulders over the wrists. Breathing deeply. Do as many of these. We're aiming for 10 to 25. And when you're finished, you can rest in a child's pose. Standing poses. Have your belt handy. And remember, being wobbly just means you're strengthening yourself. You're doing an amazing job, keeping the tailbone tucked, the spine nice and neutral, stepping into your belt, drawing the knee up, keeping the hips level with each other. So you don't want that hip up too high when you lift the leg. You want to try and keep the hips level. Knee level with your hips, and then if you can straighten the leg out, great. If you can straighten the leg out at hip height, fantastic. And then explore bringing the leg out to the side and perhaps even behind you too. You can reach back with both arms and hold onto your belt here. You can even lean forward for a supported dancer if you wish. You can also do all these poses with no belt, so see how you go. Without the belt, you're going to use your peace fingers onto your big toe. So you're going to support the leg, straightening out as best as you can, and then bring the leg back behind you and go into a full dancer if you wish. Having fun with it, keeping your humor. Good job. Make sure to do the little dance and relax your ankles afterwards. Okay, switching sides. So we're going to raise the left leg, keeping the hips even. Again, you can do this sequence with your belt or with your peace fingers. Just find where you're level in all these demonstrations that I'm showing you, wherever your level is. Try and straighten the leg as best as you can. Bring the leg out towards the side, observing which side is more cooperative than the other. Bring the leg behind you for dancer, keeping that humor and enjoying the pose. When you're done, lower your legs down and make sure to give yourself a little ankle dance. Bridge sequence. Laying back on the floor, knees bent, heels underneath your knees. Placing the block between your knees, making sure that you're pushing the block as you lift from the inside of your knees, not the top of your knees. So you don't want your knees to cave in. As you're lifting up, you're turning your hips, rotating them out away from each other. That's the feel you're going for. As you're lifting your hips up high, squeeze your glutes tight, shoulders stay on the floor, arms open at shoulder height or down by your sides. Release the block and hug your knees into your chest. You can place the block between your knees again if you wish, or place the knees together. Feel like there's a magnet between them, keeping them together as you raise the right leg up, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, breathing for 10. Placing your hands on your tummy or maybe down by your sides or keeping them open at shoulder height. Sway the knees from side to side. And then raising the left leg. Knees are connected together as you lift. So the leg isn't raising, only the hips are. The leg is at a diagonal position. Squeeze the glutes super tight as you're lifting your hips, activating your core. Breathing for 10. Sway the knees from side to side. Hugging the knees in. You can do a circular motion which will massage the lower back here if you wish. Then when you're ready, lower the feet down, lift the hips up again, placing the block under the small of your back for a restful, supported bridge pose. Making sure the block is low enough down on your back so that it feels comfortable. Lift the hips, gently release the block to the side. And then you have the option to come into a full bridge, interlacing your hands together, drawing your shoulders together, lifting the hips up, and activating the glutes and your core. When you're ready to release, first open the shoulders, let the heart come down first, and then one vertebra at a time. And then you have the option to do regular bridge again, interlacing your fingers, or you can go into a supported bridge pose, placing the block under the small of your back. You can lift the block up to any level or even straighten your legs for a deeper pose. Find your happy place, soften your eyes, and enjoy. Gently release the block and hug your knees towards your chest. Prayer squat or wise one bind. So squatting down low on your mat, if you find that your heels won't touch the floor, you can place your towel underneath your heels, bringing your elbows to your knees, pushing your knees open, and then opening out with your left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. You can use the belt here to wrap around you so that you can open up for the bind if you are unable to clasp your hands behind you. Breathing deeply, and then gently releasing and switching sides, pushing your right arm into your right knee, left arm towards the sky, looking up, feel the stretch. Bring your left hand behind you and see if you can clasp the hands together, or again, use the belt. Finishing in prayer squat. Then sitting down for butterfly. You can stay in butterfly, or if you would like to try the crow, which is our arm balancing practice today, have your towel or blanket in front of you to protect you in case you fall forward, using your block to protect under your knees and support you. You can stay there in the squat prayer pose, or you can come up into crow. Shoulders and wrists are in alignment with each other as you lift your hips up high, looking forward. Do not look down or you will go down. So looking forward, lifting the hips up as high as you can, leaning the knees into the backs of your arms above your elbows. Sometimes people prefer on the outside of the arm. You can also challenge yourself with hopping back. If you do fall forward, you can pretend that you did that on purpose and come into a headstand, making sure that you're supported with your arms. Keep the legs together. You can lower down one leg at a time or legs together for more of a core strengthening practice. Make sure to take some time out in child's pose. Pigeon sequence. Start in mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Step or hop back, downward dog. Right leg into the sky, bring your knee towards your nose, and then kick the leg back up again. Knee to nose or elbow or opposite elbow. This is an amazing workout for your core. You can sneak a little hop in there in between if you wish. Doing this pose as many times as you wish to work the core. If you would prefer to have more time with your hips, then come into pigeons sooner, using your block under your right hip to even out your hips. The aim is to get the ankle in alignment with the knee, but as you can see, I have tightness in my hips, so if I was to do that, I would be up too high. So I bring my heel closer to my body, but you still practice getting that ankle out as close to the original pose as you can, every day getting a little better at it. Use your block to support you onto your forearms, or bring your head all the way down and take a restful pause here. Breathing deep into your belly. Feel your hips relaxing. Notice any tension and breathe deep into that area. Now you can stay here if you wish, or if you want to go into Royal Pigeon, bring your block closer to you for support. You're going to bend the back knee, or use the strap if you need to. And then pull that heel as close to your booty as you can. If you can, get your foot into the back of your arm, in towards your elbow crease, and draw it in from there. You could lift your right hand up and over your shoulders and clasp the hands together, or the belt, if you are able to do that. Releasing the leg, get a bit of momentum going as you dig your toes into your mat. Lift on up and then sway that right leg up into the sky, giving it a good old shake out. There's a little challenge here that you can do. You can flip on over into Rock Star if you like, or just keep shaking the leg out. When you're ready to come down, you can leave that leg raised, or you can pop it onto the top of the left ankle, crossing the ankles as you come down through plank. Lower down, bringing your hands by your side, squeezing your glutes and lifting up into lotus, aiming to breathe 5 to 10 breaths here, knowing that as you breathe into your belly, that should sway your body. When you're done, rest your head on your hands, sway your hips from side to side, bend the knees if you wish, shaking the ankles around, giving them a little dance. Next round, you can stretch your arms out in front, or perhaps you want side by side again, squeezing the glutes, breathing into your belly for the sway. Rest your head in your hands and sway your knees from side to side. There's opportunity to dance the ankles here, one of my favorite things. Bring your hands under your shoulders, squeeze the glutes, lift the shoulders, upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Left leg up into the sky. Bring the knee towards the nose, or the same side elbow or opposite elbow. Opportunity to do a little hop here if you wish. Always fun. Do as many of these as you like, working the core. Or if you prefer to go into the hips a little sooner, then go ahead and come into your pigeon. Getting the towel to put underneath your hips or block, making sure that the hips are nice and even. Again, aiming to get the ankle in alignment with your knee, but just see how well you can do that comfortably, keeping the hips as even as you can with each other. Everybody's body's different, so just accommodate what works best for you, as long as you're protecting your knee and your hips and you're getting a beautiful deep stretch in those hip flexors, resting your head on your block or resting your head on the back of your hands. Breathe nice and deeply here, relaxing into the pose, noticing if there's any tension and breathing deeper into that area, exhaling, releasing. You can stay here, or if you would like to go into the royal on this side, use your block to support you. Bring your heel as close to your body as you can. This side may be more accommodating, or it may be tighter on this side, so just observing. But again, if you can get the back of your foot onto the inside of your arm, you could bring your left arm up and over and be able to clasp the hands together for the full pose. When you're done, raise the leg back up through downward dog. Flip on over for rock star. Rock on. Then sway the leg back up to the sky again. Give it a good old shake out. You can leave the leg raised as you come down through your plank, or gently place it on the back of the ankle. Upward facing dog. Exhale into downward dog. Come onto your knees and finish in child's pose. From your child's pose position, we're going to go into a frog pose. Now, if you have tile or wooden floors, you can use your blanket here, placing one knee on the blanket and one knee on your mat. So you're going to come to the insides of your knees, and the inside of your foot is going to be flat on the floor, turning the toes out away from your body, making sure that your knees are level with your hips and that your ankles are level with your knees. So sliding that blanket out towards the side as far as you can go, using your block to rest under your forearms if you need support. So if you have tight hips like me, this is an amazing pose to help open your hips. If you can go flat on the floor, you are awesome. That is fantastic. Well done. If you're right here along with me and we're still raised in the hips, you are awesome. You are amazing. Rock on. Push your hips back towards the wall behind you on your exhale. If you need a little break, lean forward on your inhale. Otherwise, just keep pushing back. When you're all done, drag the knees in towards each other and then rest in a child's pose. Well done. Legs up the wall. So we're going to make our way to a wall in the house. You're going to have your blanket folded nice and comfortably at the edge of the wall. You're going to sit on this blanket, having your hips very close to the wall, and then sliding the legs up the wall as close, so it's like you're sitting on the wall, and then shoulders on the floor, getting nice and comfortable. Then you can open your legs apart into a V shape, just working with the space that you have. Perhaps you have a little hole in the wall there so that you can pop your foot through. Breathe nice and deeply and enjoy the pose. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings, relaxing in the legs, relaxing in the lower back. Make sure that you're not arching in your lower back and it's completely flat on the floor. Bring your legs back together. Stay here, or you can kick your feet into the wall, lifting your hips up. You can bring one leg over, both legs over, and go into a plow, supporting your lower back with your hands. Or you can bring your hands to the floor or your blanket. If you're going into a shoulder or candlestick pose, support your lower back, squeeze your glutes. You're going to push the pelvis forward towards your face, keeping your feet in alignment with your hips. Bringing the soles of your feet together. You can do a bicycle in the air pose. So many opportunities. Cross the ankles, do a little dance. When you're done, place one foot on the wall, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time, and then rest here. Nice, deep, powerful breaths. Enjoy. Back to your mat, we're going to work on our forward fold bends. So, placing your belt or hooking your feet into your belt, pull your sit bones back, have your back nice and straight, shoulders over the hips. You're going to squeeze your glutes together, lift up at the hips, and then hinge at the hips with a flat back, letting your heart lead the way. You can use the belt if you need to, drawing the arms towards your body, making sure that your fingers are nice and relaxed and not kung fu gripping. Sway your neck from side to side. This is a relaxing pose, pushing the backs of your knees into your mat. Give your legs a little shake out when you're done. You can use the belt again for the next round, or you can walk the hands down on your mat side by side of your legs, or you can reach forward if you have the ability to touch your toes. Rounding the back this time, coming as close to your legs as you feel comfortable, but still hinging at the hips to get there. You can also place your block at the back of your feet for a little extra lengthening and support. Breathing nice and deeply here, relaxing into the pose. Every exhale, feel yourself release a little bit more. Put the block to the side, give the legs a good old shake out. Then you're going to bring the sole of your right foot to the upper left thigh. Again, walking your hands down on the mat, flat back, hinging at the hips, squeeze the glutes, lift up from the hips as you come forward, and then relax into the pose. Going as deep as comfortable for you. Give your feet a little massage here if you're able to. It's always a good opportunity. And then you can tap the leg when you're done or give it a little shake out. And we're going to switch sides. Sole of the left foot, upper right thigh. Walking your hands down the leg, lengthening in the neck, hinging at the hips, and then relaxing into the pose. Giving the foot a little massage here. Gently coming up, giving your legs a couple of taps. Both legs shake out. And then from here, opening the legs as wide as you comfortably can. If you have a partner, you can have the partner push your opening wider if you like. Use your block as guidance to come on forward. You can rest your forearms on your block, or you can walk your fingers into the floor, pushing the body as close to the floor as you can. Hinging at the hips, you can hold on to your toes. Again, give them a little massage here. Just relaxing into this pose. Breathing nice and deeply. Backs of the knees are pushing into the mat or the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together. Use your peace fingers, hold on to your big toes. Stay here or straightening the legs out wide. We're going to go in from bear to happy baby. Make sure there's nothing behind you as you open up. So when you're ready, you can roll back from bear, bend the knees if you need to become a happy baby. Sway from side to side, breathing deeply. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Preparing for Shavasana. Getting nice and comfortable, laying down on your mat. You can use your blanket or your towel to cover you. Breathing nice and deeply, softening the eyes. Just finding yourself in a happy place. Clearing the mind and relax. You have done an amazing job today. My favorite part, the affirmation box. Let's see what we have today. I have lots of energy and I enjoy getting my life in order. Cool. And then another one, let's see. I see the world through eyes of love and acceptance. All is well in my world. Thank you so much. Take a deep breath in. Place one hand on your heart, one on your tummy. Om. Reach up. Om. Breathe deep. Om. The divine in me witnesses and honors the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you for watching. And if you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe for more videos coming up. I have also shared today's playlist with you, and here it is. I hope you enjoy. Thank you again, and as always, create a great day